Welcome to Cage Minds. I'm your host, Micah Frankel, and today bringing you a special interview. Normally, we're talking to fighters and coaches, and this is going to incorporate a little bit of that, but also something unique for us to get into. Sam Correa is joining us right now, or if you've seen him on his YouTube channel, it's Sam Shooter, a straight shooter. Sir, thank you for the time. How you doing?
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure to meet you and a pleasure to talk to you.
First off, also thank you. Know that you're a U.S. Navy vet. Thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, thank you for being somebody to serve for.
And then also want to touch on it. You're a martial artist, you told me, lifelong. So let's get into that journey a little bit real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure. I started with my two older brothers in early 80s, about 5 or 6 years old. It was a different type of era, so it's not like how it is today, less hands. It was more hands-on. So, you're training with your two older brothers at 5 or 6 years old. It's like, hey, show me something. And then all of a sudden it's like, did you learn? I'm like, let me get over the pain and I'll tell you what I learned. So that type of old school training that I grew up with. And then one of my brothers passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 17. And then my other brother kind of lost his passion for it. And then they took me from a taijutsu school, which is like in America known as like ninjutsu. And then they took me to a more traditional Japanese sensei when I was about 10. And then I stood there ever since, training and going to competitions, week in and week out, competitions, and training. And basically everything I've done in my life has something to do where I could incorporate my martial arts into. And then I joined the Navy. And then after the Navy, I did 4 years in the Navy, 2 years with a mutual friend of ours on the USS Constellation. And then I did a split tour, went special warfare, counter narcotics in the Caribbean, something I was able to use my martial arts along with. So, then when I left the Navy, I went back to Chicago and just picked up my training with my sensei right where I left off, and been there until I became a black belt, and then ended up moving to Florida and helping somebody open up their school for like about 2 years, and then opened up my school for like the last 4 years, and just recently had to close down because of the COVID-19. All of that.
A lifelong martial artist, and obviously it's had a huge influence on your life and your path, right?
Yes, it has. It has. In between time, I did moonlight as a private security while I was in port in the Navy. Whenever I was in port, I did some armed security, private security, executive protection, bodyguard, which is, it's pretty fun, but it gets kind of a little humdrum after a while.
And did I hear it sounds like you're almost like a super spy there, taking down international drug cartels. I mean, there's quite a story here outside of what I was bringing you on to talk about, it sounds like.
Right, I'm like a transformer more than meets the eye. The funny thing about it is, like, I'm 135, soaking wearing boots. I'm 5'7". So you look at me, you're like, that guy's not bodyguarding nobody or nothing like that. Yeah, I did a tour in the Caribbean, counter narcotics, with a PC boat, it's Patrol Coastal, and they're like the stepchild of the SEALs and the SWIC and all that. So basically, it was like a more high impact, more elaborate system, like kind of like the Coast Guard, how they do search and seizures for the drugs, but it's a little bit more until we had top secret clearance and we got word of mouth from the actual undercover agent that was there dealing with the drug lords. So like they will call, whoever they call, and that patches us through and be like, hey, they're going to do a drop here on these coordinates and be there at that time.
Wow, that's incredible. And on the size thing, I think you and me both know the smaller the fighter, the cleaner the technique. It's these big guys with all these power that are just kind of winging their punches. These small guys are where the danger is at.
All the Navy SEALs that I ever trained with or did any ops with, they're, they come in all shapes, color, and sizes. But the big ones, the ones I talk to, the real big muscular ones, they're like, man, nobody fucks with us, but nobody really messes with those guys over there. And they're all pointing, all the big guys are pointing at the little steals, like my size. And they're like, they're so fast and agile. You know, once I hold him, I got to hold him forever. But if he gets go, he'd go off on you.
Wow, from being in combat, from training combat, to all that real world, to let's get virtual into why we brought you here today, the beautiful shirt you're wearing, 2KWE.
Hey, Sam Schluter, Straight Shooter here, letting you know the 2KWE wants you. You're looking for a virtual wrestling promotion to join? The 2KWE is where it's at. We are the #1 weekly full green screen production, live simulcasting on Twitch and YouTube every Sunday evening.
Where did this idea come from?
You know, it was just something, man. I've been playing with a friend of mine, Jeremiah Hubbard, since about probably like the 2K16 or 17 game for WWE. We're big wrestling fans, just anything combat sport related, you know. And so, you know, the new game was coming in around early 2018, late 2017, and I'm like, hey, I wonder if there's leagues out there, because there's a league for everything, right? And I'm like, man, I wonder if there's leagues out there. And me being new to the whole scene, I started doing research, and I find out, oh, there's leagues, and I found out about, you know, the biggest league around and how they do things, and I was like, hey, let me get a league together. And we started off in our inception as 2KWL, so it was 2K Wrestling League. And then I kind of like wanted to be like more entertaining when I got like all the equipment for streaming and stuff like that, and add commercials and stuff like that to make it like a real life virtual wrestling promotion, just like WWE, just like AEW, just like all the wrestling promotions out there, but we are all virtual. So I kind of run it like a fight game, you know, being in a fight, you know, combat, you know, atmosphere almost all my whole life. And I trained under MMA and had some shows, and even in, you know, traditional karate competitions, you know, I kind of like, okay, I need to run this just like the real thing. So there's a fight card, people show up, there's like a little backstage area, like through the PlayStation Network chat, we do a backstage, you got to go backstage, and then you versus you, we keep stats, we keep records. So just like the real thing, only virtual.
Now, where did the vision come from to start making the arenas and to letting the players really craft themselves? Because our mutual friend that turned me on to talking to you said, dude, it's cool, I got my created character, I get to, you know, put his moves together. So where did your vision start to come in with this idea?
Yeah, and so like I said, it was called 2K Wrestling League, and we dropped the L in 2019, and we called it 2K Wrestling Entertainment, because we want to entertain everybody, you know, on the video game platform. And just like it's in, you know, in the title, 2K, to create wrestling entertainment. So we want everybody to have a unique persona in the characters they create, adds a lot of themselves or add whatever they want, and people could really get, you know, used to or dive into the creating part of these video games. My girlfriend kind of makes a joke all the time. She walks in on me playing the game, and I'm like creating a character for like 2 hours, and she's like, you're not playing no wrestling, you're just playing, you know, wrestler dress up, or, you know, fighter dress up, or whatever game I'm playing at that time, you know. So this gives the participants an option to, you know, dive full into their avatar and put their own logos, and we just, the more unique the better, and add their own movesets that are allowed for the game. And, you know, it just makes it that much more enjoyable for somebody that, you know, you know, these games where I'm already on PS5, luckily I got one, And good luck to everybody else that they got one too. I know it's hard to get one, but you know, with these new generation games, PS4, PS5, you could put your actual face on the character. So, you know, I got my face on the character. Our mutual friend, James Martinez, he's also one of my Navy brothers. You know, he puts his face on the characters. So everybody really customizes and makes their characters very unique. So that was like the key point, because we could use regular wrestlers, but no, I wanted to have something fully customized where we have our own rings, and the video game allows us to do that. It's real fun to just add a little piece of yourself to an avatar that you see there playing. And what makes it even great is we're a live show. So when you're there every Sunday on YouTube on our channel, we simulcast on Twitch and YouTube, and we're live. We don't do nothing recorded or nothing like that. So the real reactions you see is the reactions that you see. We just started doing our new Cyberdome thing, kind of like how the WWE has their Thunderdome. Since with the quarantine, nobody's allowed to go watch the matches in person. So like that, they have like videos of people looking through the stream. So we have that as well too. And nobody out there is doing that. So you could actually see in real time the character and then the actual controller of the player at the same time. It's real awesome. It's called our 2KWE Cyberdome. So you'll see the screen where the wrestler's at. You'll see my little commentating booth. That's one thing that we pride ourselves on, is live commentary. And then you see a little box with our Cyberdome, up to 4 or 5 players at the same time playing. And it's real cool.
I've also noticed some commercials from professional wrestlers mixed in.
Luckily, we had a chance to collect some funds and do some promotional funding to get some funding in our bank, and then we got on Cameo. We got one of the best cameos out there by Matt Hardy, which is like a artsy fartsy kind of guy. So I knew he was just gonna make the promo like very special for us. We actually had Matt Hardy do a little avatar appearance on our biggest show of the year, Virtual Mania 2. Coming up this April is going to be Virtual Mania 3. So we're going into 3 years doing it. And so we're open for sponsors. We're open for people that want to work with us. As we also have a sponsor and a realtor, Jackie K. She's out there in New Mexico, and we provide a commercial for her every Wednesday and Sunday just to get the word out for her, for all of our New Mexico fans, and possibly help somebody connect with, you know, a new realtor that's probably looking for a new home. You know, so that's just one thing that I wanted to do. And that's why we changed it from the 2KWL. We dropped the L. We're just not a league. We're entertainment. And we want to, the way we format our show, the way I produce the show, the way we do commercials, the way we have sponsors. And our number one sponsor is the Wrestling Warehouse. Justin Shelton and the Wrestling Warehouse, you know, he is a guru of all things memorabilia wrestling. So it helps us out, get the word out for us and get the word out for him. So cross promoting each other, just like that. So that's how that works.
Now talk to me about the growth, where this started to now, you said heading into year number 3.
Well, year number 3, we're growing at a very steady pace. And we have over about 500 subscribers all together, and, you know, throughout our Twitch and our YouTube and our Facebook. So we try to get ourselves out there on all of the social media platforms. And but our main attraction is YouTube and Twitch, because that's where we simulcast on, and we got something on Wednesday for the fans on our fan page on 2KWE on Facebook. And you know, we have people coming in, we have tryouts. We're very selective of who we pick, because we are a weekly virtual wrestling promotion. So every Sunday, unless there's a pay-per-view on WWE on Sunday, we'll have it on Saturday. But every Sunday, for the most part, for the last 2.5 years, 3 years, we go. So we need weekly committed players that are, you know, committed to playing. And, you know, and really showcase their displays and their video game skills, their creative skills, and being on our show gets them, a possible tryout on other big shows that are bigger than us, believe it or not.
And then I've seen there's even prizes, there's belts, there's trinkets there to be won.
That's right. Like I was mentioning earlier, our friend at the Wrestling Warehouse, Justin Shelton, he a guru of memorabilia. He has a warehouse of signed autographs, everything. So we got a partnership with him where we give out mystery prize boxes valued at over $50. So we have a special match once in a while, and the winner of that match, probably a 6-man battle royal or something like that, and the winner of that match will get an official Wrestling Warehouse mystery box loaded with t-shirts, stickers, anything a wrestling fan would just love to have a part of his collection.
And then more importantly, in a time where everybody's social distancing, this has been a great way, it seems like, for people to connect. Our mutual friend was just talking about how it's a stress reliever. There's a lot of different elements. So can you get into that a little bit?
Yeah, that is correct. Like you mentioned earlier, I'm a veteran. We have a mutual friend and together that is also a veteran, but are mine. And through word of mouth, somebody's therapist said, keep doing what you're doing with the 2KWE. This is a stress reliever for you. This is working for your PTSD. We have our own chat room that we chatted up all week long, building up suspense. We trash talk in there all day long, and then when Sunday comes, all the trash talk that's been building up all week long, and smack makes for a great TV show and great entertainment. But yes, it does help out. And during this quarantine time, everybody has a lot of time on, and a lot of people are figuring out new avenues how to get their word across on the internet and how to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And if you love wrestling and you love playing video games, then the 2KWE is the place for you. Here for this special dark match.
I heard there's possible plans of expansion for the future, not just the wrestling.
Yeah, we have in the works of starting a UFC league through the video game, and we have we're in talks with some actual MMA fighters out there in the New Mexico area that are probably going to play with us in the wrestling game, probably develop their own avatar. And then once we get our MMA league going up, 2KWE MMA league, then we'll probably, get everybody in that community involved. We're going to promote that as much as we can once we get up and running. Yeah, we're planning on expanding and growing, and that's why we dropped the L. We're just not a league. We want to be all forms of combat sports entertainment, but virtually. This is as real as it gets. No, this is as virtual as it gets. We want to be number one.
So there's title belts, there's championship belts. These guys get rankings. So that trash talk, that chat, how much pride is there in being that number one guy?
Well, we say first of all, when you join the league, we give a disclaimer. We are non-PG. Don't take none of the trash talk personal. Don't trash talk the person. Trash talk the call. The call means creative wrestler. So it's all kayfabe. It's all about the show. It gets real heated in there. Sometimes somebody tags me in there. I got to go in there with the fire extinguisher. Guys, clone. Don't call nobody's mama nothing. It's all a video game. But that, how fighters are. Fighters are just, very competitive people. Wrestlers are very competitive people. Martial arts, people are very competitive. So whatever they do, they wanna win. And yeah, we have titles. We have You know, we have titles for the women's division, the men's division. We have titles in tag team for the men and the women's division. And you know, we create these titles, and then we put it up on the community creations, and they could download it. So when they win the title, they could shoot a video of their little created character with our actual official 2KWE title. And you know, we coined the phrase, we are virtual gamertainment. So instead of entertainment, we do gaming, so it's virtual gamertainment. So we coined that phrase, virtual gamertainment. So man, we just have a blast, and it's fun to run the shows. I mean, it's a little stressful at times because, as you can know, doing production from my end of the spectrum, you know, you know, these guys, they're like, why you're yelling, you know, and I'm like, guys, we got a show to run here. You know, bottom line is we have fun, we get together, and you know, it's been a good family oriented community that we built for ourselves. People come, people leave, people come back. You know, it's a revolving door, just as any fight game is, just as any dojo is, you know, at any gym is a revolving door. But our doors are always welcome to cross promote with anybody, to work with any promotion, even a live promotion. You know, we have plans for our biggest event of the season, Virtual Mania 3 coming up. We have plans of getting an actual handmade title, like a real title. And whoever wins the title, we're going to ship it to them, and they hold it until they lose, and then they'll have to ship it to the next person. And that title is going to be a real life title. It's going to be valued at over $500. But we want to give something tangible for everybody that plays in our promotion.
Could you have envisioned when you started where this idea has grown to?
You know, no, not really. When we first started, we just used to just stream off of the system, and it was just a raw stream, and there was no commentary and nothing like that. And it just organically grew. It just, you know, we started playing and we just streaming one match. And then we're like, hey, let's start a YouTube channel. We could stream these matches. Okay, boom. Let's do that. And then we did that for a couple of months, and then it was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we had live commentary? And now, you know, started doing the research. But what I need to do this? Oh, I need a capture card. I need lights. Okay, let's get the equipment. And then it just snowballed from there. We dropped the L, we became E. You know, we have big charity events. We just did a charity event last month for Extra Life, and that's for the Children's Miracle Network. And we raised over $200 for the Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for the Kids. So we're just not in this for video games and shits and giggles, pardon my French, but we're here. There goes my loved one there. And we're here to provide a community where fighters could come, and that are gamers and fighters, and come and participate with us and be a part of something that's bigger than yourself. The 2KWE is something that's going to be around for a long time, and we want to get in with charitable events, live events, and like I said, our Virtual Mania 3 is coming up, and we have plans on doing an on-the-spot live event where we host everybody, come in, fly in, and do the matches in a real-life ring on a big screen. So we want to be as big as the E-Leagues, and it takes time, but with the right people and the right connections and the right networking, we're here to work with anybody to make it happen.
Did you expect also the response, the way that the people love it and the way that it's helped?
No, that was something very, very unusual. I did not expect that at all, and it was something that it was very comforting, me being a vet, and we all have our own issues, and hey, I use video games to tune out of the real world and lose myself for a little bit. But to have validation that somebody is being helped just by being a part of our community and linking up once a week for a few hours on Sunday evening, and if it helps them deal with whatever issues they have, more power to it. You know, I'm all for that. I did not expect for any of that. I did not expect to, you know, be a part of charity gaming streaming. You know, I never thought about that. you know, but the bigger we get, the more we want to do, the more exposure we want to do. And with the little bit of exposure that we have, if we could help somebody else in return, that's going to go back on us 200-fold.
Man, and I love the entertainment, love what you guys are producing. I've liked the videos that I've been checking out so far, and I appreciate you taking some time out of your day, Sam, to join me.
Thank you. Not a problem. I was just sitting around waiting for the call gaming.
So, Virtual Mania 3 is in April. Do you have any other big events to tell us about that you could list between now and then?
Every month we have a pay-per-view, right? So not a pay-per-view, nobody pays to watch, but we call them play-per-view. So you play per you view, right? So every month we have, at the end of the month, we have a play-per-view. And this month, the 2KWE is having Seasons Beatings 2. It's a massacre on 34th Street. That's the name of our pay-per-view for this month and going into the next new year. And that's what we have coming up pretty soon. I think it's going to be on the 23rd, I believe, of December, if I'm not correct.
And then you said everybody can watch you guys on YouTube, Twitch, and you also have a Facebook page?
Yes, we do. And our Facebook fan page is just like that, 2KWE. Our YouTube is called 2K Wrestling Entertainment. And then you could contact us on 2K Wrestling League at gmail.com. And then we're also on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, 2KWE. We're not hard to find. We're not easy to find, but we're getting there.
It's great getting to talk to you, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you very much.